Alright, well, my new corals are here. Box came pretty good, FedEx. Let's see what we got going on here. A lot of tape. I definitely don't want that one going to open easily. As somebody who's packed a lot of boxes before, I can tell you this is a good job of packing. To the point I'm going to have to put this on hold while I get it out of the package, so just bear with me. Alright, I want to tell you, I wish everybody packed like this. Heat pack. Still hot. And we know they get their stuff probably from China, it looks like. Or maybe Chinatown. Okay, I'll have to put you down again while I get it all out. Alright, well, there's the bag. It's rubber band. Does not appear to be any leaking anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and cut that and go from there. Alright, appears to be everything's intact. I can tell that that one right there is my hammer. And I'm giving the bag an inspection to see if I see anything in the bag. I don't see anything in there. Those appear to be some of my Zoas. They look pretty good. Not seeing anything in them. So far they look good. I'm going to put them in their individual trays. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Just your standard styrofoam party bowls. They'll be going in there. And I'll do a rinse off on each one of them real quick. Okay, the procedure is going to be the same on everything. I'm going to take my light and I'm going to look around in there and see what I see. I do see a lot of black specks. I'm not seeing anything that gives me any major concern. Let's see, I need my tweezers real quick. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. Alright, what do we got? Really nothing. I can see where the frag line is. It's already starting to branch again. No flatworms that I can detect. No snails. Looks really, really nice as far as shipping goes. These were actually triple bagged. The bag they were all put in, and then each one of them are in their individual bags inside of a bag. So I'm going to give that a excellent. Not really see anything. I'm going to pull out the magnifying glass. I'm going to do that, but I can't hold three things at once, so I'm going to put you down until I get to the dipping portion of this. Okay, I've added the two little fishies dip, and now I'm just going to gently baste it. I'm just going to use the same container that it came in, and be gentle when you're doing this. Still not seeing anything come off. I'm really happy with it. Now again, this is the hammer, so I'm not worried about gloves. When I get to the Zoas, there's definitely going to be gloves on it. I'm just switching hands with the turkey baster for now. Okay, that's not a flatworm, that's actually just a fall off from it. Really good looking coral, to just be honest with you. What do we got there? Oh, that's just that flake. I'm gonna let that one sit for a minute. And I'll baste it again here in a second. I want to see if anything comes off that's additional that I hadn't spotted. Get away from there. I don't want you on there. Pull that out and look at it under a magnifying glass. Come on. Can't get it. Why is it you can never get things to go when you want them to? Alright, I know this is not a Zoa, so I can pull this stunt off. Do it with my fingers. And I still can't get it. Alright. Let's see what you are underneath the magnifying glass. Well, I can already tell you what you are. You're just a piece of dirt. But we're gonna look real carefully. Oops. And of course I have to. Okay, I'm just gonna put you down while I do some looking real quick. Alright, there it is. I know the camera's not gonna focus in on it really good. Oh, there we go, it did. Okay, that's nothing. When I moved around, looked at it under the magnifying glass, that apparently is possibly just coralline algae or something off the plug itself. It is not alive in any way, shape, or form. So that's the hammer. It came out good. I'm going to continue on doing this with everything else in there, and I'll show you where we're going next with it. The next dip, because of how good this is and really not showing anything that I'd be concerned about, like I said, I'm going to let it sit in the two little fishies for a few seconds more. And then I'm actually just going to go ahead and do the dip. I'm not even going to use the insect killer on this one. And how I'm doing the dip, that's salt that I would normally put in my tank. It's had the heater going. And to do it, I'm just going to put it in here. There's one. Oops, sorry, there's two. And where's my long hemos? And we're going to rinse it off. A little bit more agitating than some people probably would. And we're going to just let it sit there for a few minutes and see if anything else shows up. First glass, nothing. So it's in good shape. That's the procedure I'm going to do for the rest of them. If I see flatworms or anything like that come off of any of them, then I'll hit them with the triazicide. But right now, looks really good. Good shipment. I'll be double checking everything just before I put them in. So stand by. Alright, well, there's the first 4 corals. We've got a green Duncan, a strawberry fields Goni, a purple tip frog spawn, and a Grinch Blasto. Most of those frags look pretty clean. A little bit of coralline algae on the Blasto. Everything else looks really good. I'll take the bottom peg off, and I think I'm just going to glue those straight on their pedestals, no problem. I'll be doing the Zoas in a minute. Wanted to show you the water. Okay, there's the first rinse when they first come in. Let me grab the flashlight. As you can see, there's a little bit of speckling in there. I've looked at most of it, and it's just fall off from the corals themselves. There is no parasites in there that I can detect. I've been looking at it through the magnifying glass. After the rinse, and each one of them have been in there for about 5 minutes, you can see the water is clear. There's that one speck, and that's algae that came off of that first frog spawn, so really good. Again, nothing really showing up. Oh, we do have some parasite. I stand corrected. I don't know if you can see that little guy right there. So we're going to re-dip one more time. All right, second rinse is complete. Now this is why it's always good never to trust yourself and to double check everything. All right, as you can see, that rinse bowl is clean, so really nothing ever came off in that. Well, the first rinse bowl is clean, nothing came up on that. You know, a few specks here and there, but that's from just rinsing it from the bag transport. That is the two little fishies, and sorry, that's two little fishies, and really nothing in there. It wasn't until I got over here and rinsed after the two little fishies I started seeing things. And now they're dying because I did use the triazicide. And trying to do this with you at the same time. First rinse, nothing in it. Second rinse, found a little nudibranch right there. So got him, and they're going to be sitting in this one after the second rinse for about 10 minutes. I'll give them a third and final rinse and see if anything comes off after they've been sitting and resting for a few minutes, and then we'll go ahead and put them in the tank. So stand by, we'll see where that goes. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes, so we'll see what happens. All right, what I wanted to do is talk a little bit about it. I've got these in that final holding. I've put some Revive in there. I'll let them sit for about 5 minutes and then give them a final rinse. And after that, then I'll prep them to put in the aquarium. You don't have to rinse them off. If you read the directions, it says after you do the rinse, you can go ahead and put them in there. I'll give them one final rinse just to be safe. But this is a good video that shows you that even though I thought that these were coming from somebody very trusted, would take very good care of them, and they did, don't get me wrong. These are in very good shape. Parasites can find a way. Quick little story, when I was in construction, I'd get homeowners every so often come in while I'll do a remodel, and they'd see mold and freak out. Thousands of jobs. If I went looking in a house, I can usually find mold somewhere, just a small piece. You don't always find it, so it's going to be there in your house. Parasites can get in. I mean, well, this is the age of COVID. I've seen people take every precaution under the world not to get it, and yet they still did. I lost my doctor, great man, good friend, always took care of us to it. Heartbreaker, but he and his staff took every precaution. So this is really good reminder for me. Take every precaution. Good reminder for everybody else. Take every precaution. We can only do the best we can. And hopefully we get everything we can. Hate to sound kind of corny there, but you know, it's the truth. So while these are sitting there, I'm going to let them sit for 15 minutes in the final solution. Take them out, give them one final rinse, and then I'll prep them to put in the tank and then do the Zoas. Just to let everybody know, that's my salt container. That is a 1 gallon mark right there, so I know exactly where it's at all time. That's what I would use to do a water change in the aquarium. I have the bottles, as you can see, all stored up underneath there. Some are RODI, some are salt. Salt's down the bottom. Some just for my freshwater tanks, whatever, but at least I've always got it on hand and know it's the proper mix, proper ratio, everything's ready to go. It had the heater in it all night. Temperature was 76 degrees, same as my tank, which is, well, my tank's 77.2. The water in here was about 60, or sorry, not 66, about 76.8 when I put the thermometer on it. So they're right at the same area. Acclimation wise should go along smoothly. So far everything's looking good. So once I get these done, I'll start prepping them, show you what I do to prep them, and they'll be ready to go in the tank. Then I'll work on the Zoas. It's going to be a long video, but I think it's going to be well worth it. One thing I did want to mention, I've cleaned everything. You can see these two are now dry. When I clean them, I use a peroxide, then an alcohol, and then really hot water to clean them all out and dry them off. And they're drying during this time that they're still sitting in there. So sanitization, sanitize all your stuff in between species, dips, whatever. Just reminder, and I want people to know that that's something that I do and that it is important for everybody. Probably do is sanitize between each one if you can. Well, here's the zoas out of the bags. We did lose polyps on one of them. That's going to be the blue-eyed blondie, it appears. Will be the one that polyps came off of. So we'll take care of that. Don't see anything coming off in the wrench yet. Clean plugs on 2 of them, so I don't expect much. But there we go. That's a little bit better. We'll get those and go through the dipping process and see where we're at. And we'll continue from there. Okay. After rinsing the zoanthids, I've got them sitting in a new thing of 2 little fishies revived. They'll be getting there until I'm ready to put them in the tank, which is about 15 minutes from now. That is the first water that they came in. Nothing in it. As you can see, if I move that, that's a hole in my desk. That is a triazonide, or triazide, whatever. Nothing in it. Nothing in the first rinse of 2 little fishies. Nothing there. That's first clean water rinse, second clean water rinse, nothing in it. And you can see if I move that, and it gets that little brown thing out of the way, so there's nothing there. And finally back into there. And once I get them all taken care of, I'll put them in the tank, and then I'll do a final placement of where everybody's at. So just stand by.